Hey guys, and welcome to today's YouTube video. So today's YouTube video is slightly different. We're not going to talk about fitness, we're not going to talk about nutrition, but instead we're going to talk about a subject that is a big part of my life right now. And that subject is beagles. So if you know me, you will know that I have two puppies. I have Bruno, who is 13 months old, and we have Lola, who is 10 months old. They're beagles. I got Bruno as a puppy when he was able to leave his mum at 8 weeks. And I got Lola, I rehomed Lola at 6 months, as the person who had originally bought her didn't realise the amount of work that a puppy is. So that's why I'm doing today's video, because if you are considering getting a puppy, I want to highlight some areas that you might not be thinking about right now, which could sway your decision. So yeah, I hope you find today's YouTube video helpful. If you do like, please do like below and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. I'd also love to know what puppy you're thinking of investing in, or what puppies you guys have. My doggies are so friendly and love to play, so we could definitely arrange some doggy play dates to tire them both out. So yeah, I hope you like today's YouTube video and can take something from it. Okay, so point number one when thinking about getting a puppy is to really consider the amount of time a puppy needs. Now, it may seem obvious, you may think, yeah, I've got the time, the puppy can come with me everywhere, but no, it really doesn't work like that. And it's timing in the sense of when you first get your puppy, they will keep you up during the night, so you've got to consider that your sleep is going to be disturbed, but you've still got to get up for work the next morning. It's time things like when you do wake up in the morning and the puppy hears poo and weed everywhere, you have to think about cleaning that up, and they will do that many times until they are toilet trained. It's time on the things like going to get their dog food, going to pick up like their toys or new beds for them, registering them with a vet, which you will have to then go and take them to go and get their vaccinations and get checked out. So it's time on things that maybe you're just thinking right now, oh, all I have to do is take it for an hour walk each day. It doesn't quite work like that, and it's timing on things that you might not be thinking about right now. So do consider you need time, but you also need extra time as well. Point number two is you really need to think about what you're going to do with the puppy when you need to go to work or go out. Now, for myself, for instance, I waited until I was in a position where my dogs could come to work with me before I got one, and that worked really well. But some of the things I didn't think about was simple tricks like going to get the food shop. You can't take the dog with you, you can't leave the puppy in the car, so it's like, what do I do? So it's little tricks like that, and like going to get petrol, for instance. Like, I don't feel safe leaving my dogs in the car without me, so not only that, if I did, they'd set the alarm off because they would just be howling. So it's little tricks like that I didn't even think of, like, oh damn, I need to go food shopping, what am I going to do with Bruno and Lola? So really consider about maybe having someone who could watch the puppies when you have to nip out for little trips. Of course, you need to consider like if you have holidays booked, but they're quite obvious. You need to make sure that you've got, you know, either a kennel or your breeder will take them back or somewhere for the dog to go. But on those little trips where you only need to nip out for say an hour to go to the gym, for instance, or you know, half an hour to go get the food shop, you need to think about what you're going to do with the puppy. Because leaving it in the crate doesn't always work, and you of course don't want to leave the dog in the crate all day. Point number 3 is chewing furniture. So they will find things to eat that you didn't even know you had in your home. Well, my two definitely did anyway. And it can cost you a lot of money. My dogs, for instance, have chewed through settees, they've chewed through my mum's straighteners, her trainers, they've chewed through like furniture such as like tables and chairs. They've chewed through so many things, and I mean, as an owner, I feel that I do watch my dogs a lot. Of course, I can't watch them 24 hours of the day, but I've made some mistakes along the way, such as one night I left them out the crate because I thought that they had mastered their routine and they didn't need to stay in the crate anymore, and I woke up to absolute disaster. Now, when you live with your mum and it is your mum's home, and you see that everything has been destroyed, her Alexa, there was food everywhere, her settee they weed on, all the cushions were on the floor. Yeah, when you wake up to that first thing in the morning whilst your mum's sleeping upstairs, it's not good. You know that you need to get your cleaning gloves on quick and get it all tidied up. So they will chew through absolutely anything if it is there, and it isn't the puppy being naughty. Puppies are just like babies, so in order for them to get an understanding of different objects and different textures, they use their mouth for that. So you know, cushions or something that's hard might seem quite appealing if your puppy is teething. So it's not that they're being naughty, it's just that they are either teething or they want to get a feel of the object to get a better understanding of it. So yeah, as for your furniture, I think watching the puppy all of the time is really the only way that you're going to be able to stop them from chewing through your furniture. And telling them off when you do see them immediately, you know, tell them to not do that, should really help. Point number 4 is chopping the puppy's claws. So originally, the first time I tried with Bruno, he wasn't too bad actually. He just wanted to eat the nail clippers to see what it was, I suppose. But then the second time that I came to do it, oh my god, he was having none of it. And I mean, I did try on my own, and then I did try with somebody else holding him. But when somebody else was holding him, I think he was getting quite panicked, so he was really unsure of it. And I did take my time with him. I let him sniff the clippers and get an understanding that it's not something to be scared of. But he really didn't like it. So I ended up taking him to Pets at Home, and the first Pets at Home that I went to, in all honesty, like, they were so mean to my puppy that I cried. Now, my dogs mean a lot to me, so I get emotional if people are not nice to my doggies. But Bruno was really scared, and it made it quite a stressful situation for both Bruno and for me as well. He really didn't like it, and by this point, you know, his nails weren't really long, they weren't curling over, but I didn't want it to get to that point. At Pets at Home, when you go to Pets at Home, when they're chopping their nails, they put them on like a bed, normal. Then they've got like these things dangling down from railings which like clips them in so that the dog's like restricted. And I genuinely just think that the person who was working that day just went into the process too quick for Bruno, so he didn't have time to understand what was going on. It was all so new to him. So he got really panicked and he was like literally screaming. So I was like to the lady, right, stop, he really doesn't like this, I'll sort something else out. So we didn't do it, and then I just spent time with Bruno, like getting him used to the nail clipper and like stiffing it and stuff, and he was much better, but I was still struggling to do it on my own, so I took him to another pet's at home actually, and the person that was in there was so lovely. So she actually had a beagle crossed with a spaniel herself, and yeah, you could just tell that she really loved animals and she was really patient and took her time, and he was that good, and ever since he's been an absolute angel. So clipping their nails is something that you really want to consider, because I think most dogs don't really like it being done. You want to make sure that you're doing it correctly and you're not taking off too much, but it is a job that is going to need it to be done. When they are young, get them used to the nail clippers so that they know that they're not something to be scared of, and that it is an easy job for you to do. Tip number 5 is you really need to consider about the cost and the time of replaceables. So just like probably most new puppy owners, when I was getting Bruno, I spent a fortune on this round donut bed. You've probably seen them, they're fluffy, they're so comfy, and it probably cost me about £50. I bought loads of toys, loads of nice blankets, and yeah, spent a fortune, thinking, oh, this will last forever, this will be great. That is not the case. The puppy is going to chew through things, the puppy is going to wee and poo on things, and they will destroy their beds. And not just one bed. I mean, I've definitely gone through, I'd say, at least 20, maybe 30 beds between both Bruno and Lola. Now, Lola was a different situation, because she was a rehome and she's had a bit of a tough time. But Bruno alone, I'd say that he probably has gone through about 10 of those beds on his own. And it's things like, if he's weed on it, like, yeah, you can clean it and it might smell a bit better for a little while, but I think after time then you can just smell it, and that's not nice. And by the time anyway that you have cleaned it and let it down again, they've probably weed on it again or ripped it. So you want to think about the cost of not only the initial beds and crates and coats and collars that you buy, but also having some money spare so that if the puppy does chew through the bed or wheeze on the bed, that you're able to replace it. Although a mistake that I did make with the beds was the fact of when my puppies were destroying them, as soon as I'd see that the bed was destroyed, I'd clean their bed and I'd replace it with a new one. But then after some research, I found out that that isn't actually the best technique, because the dog is obviously going to keep doing it. The puppy will see that, oh, so I've chewed this bed up, I've weed and pooed all over it. If I do that, then she's going to replace it with a nice new one. So I'm going to do it again and again and again. So that was something that I learned the hard way with. Instead, what you want to do is leave the dog in the mess for a while, maybe like a day. Or a couple of days, just leave it in the messy bed, which is really difficult to see and probably smell as well. Of course, you're still going to walk the dog and feed the dog and water the dog. Like, don't just leave it in the crate in there, but do leave the dog in there so that it can get a feel for that. Oh, I don't like this. This is not comfortable. I don't want to do this again. So yeah, you need to really consider like replacing things, not just your initial investment. So guys, there are 5 tips for if you are considering getting a puppy. I could talk about this subject all day because my doggies really are my babies and they mean so much to me. And I think everybody should have a dog in their life because they bring so much joy and so much happiness. I'm very lucky that my dogs can stay with me here at work all day and we pretty much spend the whole 24 hours of every day together. I love my dogs so much. So they do have the run of the studio, but at the moment, which is just, it never happens this. When I need them to be quiet, they're never usually quiet, but it has worked today, and they are actually sleeping at the moment. But I'm going to see if I call them, if they will come to me. So let's see. Bruno, Lola, come here. Doggies. Oh, they're coming. Come on. Hello. So this one's Lola. Bruno, come here. He's gone to the door. He's like, is it walking time? Bruno, come here. He's like looking to see if there's anyone anywhere. I'm going to go and get him so you can see him. So, this is Bruno. So Bruno is 13 months old now, and he's so handsome. Aren't you? Although he's got a bit of a grumpy face, but he's not grumpy at all. He has been a bit grumpy now. Lola, come here. Oi. Lola. Lola, come here. Come on. They're so excited they think it's walking time. And this is Lola. So Lola is, come here baby, is, careful, is 10 months old at the moment, and I rehomed her when she was 6 months, and it's the best thing ever because Bruno and Lola love each other. So they're actually half brother and sister. They've got the same dad, but they've got different mums, which you can probably tell by when you look at them. They look similar, but they've got slightly different features. But I'm really glad that I got a second dog after I got Bruno because he's much happier. And on the odd occasion when he needs to go in the crate, say when I'm training clients, it's really nice to know that they've got each other and that they just cuddle up to each other. It's so cute. So yeah, they're my little babies. If you're considering getting a beagle, you really need to consider the amount of energy that they have. It's perfect for me, of course, because I love to walk and I have lots of energy too, so they do say, like dog, like owner. But if you are not someone that can dedicate like between 1 to 2 hours a day of walking, then I wouldn't consider getting a beagle because they really do need that amount of energy, otherwise they're just crazy. They are a lovely breed. They're really good with children, really loving, little bit sneaky, but yeah, lovely breed. You coming now to say bye-bye? You gonna say bye? You have to wave that way. Lola loves her cuddles, don't you? So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's YouTube video. Me and my babies are gonna get some food now and go for walkies. But I hope you can take something away from today, and if you do invest in a puppy, please do let me know. As I say, these guys would love to meet them, and they're such friendly dogs and love to play. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already, and like, share and comment below anything that you have, any questions that you want to ask me, and if I can help in any way with your puppies, then I am here to do so. Thanks again, guys.